I think that before moving to Woodstock, which is where you live now, you lived in LA. What, if you can talk a little bit about what brought you here first, and then we'll talk about how you like it here.
Yeah, I was in LA for almost 30 years. You know, I have children. My oldest son, all my kids were born there. And, you know, it was a really great place and probably the only place for me to live and work and have the career that I had, which was, you know, as a studio exec, as a independent producer. I was also partnered with Sidney Pollack and Anthony Minghella for about a dozen years. But at some point, I think my wife and I both just reached a point where we were kind of talking about, are we going to spend the rest of our lives in LA or what else? My oldest son had graduated and, you know, left. My two younger kids, we were thinking a little bit more about raising them closer to nature. My wife is a fine artist. We were talking about, is there an East Coast, New York kind of footprint for our family? I wasn't thinking of Woodstock per se. It was more coincidental. I knew a couple from England who had come over here on a sabbatical for a year, and this guy was building his own house out here. And so we came out to visit them. It actually coincided with your film festival, Meira, so I suddenly saw, oh, this is kind of a cool cultural place here. So we came back out here a little bit on a mission. I wanted to bring everybody out here in the dead of winter because we're coming from the desert and get them to really know, you know, what that was like and what a life in all four seasons was like. But also we were kind of scouting around the schools, and there's so many different little communities here, and they all have their own character and their own, you know, east of the river, west of the river. So it was like scouting for a movie, you know. I was just driving around and checking out all these different towns, and think something kept kind of bringing us back to right here. So we moved here in 2014, literally like sold the house, packed up the car, drove across country. You know, it felt like a real rite of passage in some way. And it was a very good timing. The greatest irony for me was what I ended up finding here was something that I didn't really know was here. Had I known it was here, I would have come here for that reason. But I kind of just stumbled into it, which was this whole, you know, both film scene, like Hollywood on the Hudson, but also this incredible music scene with the legacy of the Creative Music Studio. And, you know, Ulster County, I guess, is the most populous county in America in terms of writers and musicians and artists and filmmakers. And so that wasn't like top of my mind, but then when I landed here, I felt like I had parachuted into a field of clover, let's say.
Oh, beautiful.